us and now get yet another person who, with caveats, has been a member of a political party. Nasser Saleem joining us, and he's going to give us, hopefully, stick his neck out and give us some numbers. Okay, Nasser, I know this is an individual opinion. I'm putting the caveats. Individual opinion, your personal opinion. You're not a pollster. You're not a on the ground pundit conducting any exit poll. So this is just your thought. You're gathering from the ether. But stick your neck out. Give us numbers.
Good evening, Rishabh. Great to be back with you. I think clearly, as far as Bihar is concerned, it's been one hell of a ride since both the phases of elections. I think the numbers have been hovering around what we've been estimating. I still personally feel, and very confidently, that the RJD will be the single largest party in isolation. If you look at parties by isolation and by number of seats, it is going to be the RJD. I think the RJD number is closer to about 90 odd, between 90 to 98 is what I had estimated and I had submitted, as the number. The other quick factor that we feel is that, this delay or rather non-announcement of the chief ministerial candidate for the NDA has also kind of not proved very well on the ground. While yes, women voters have come forward, I agree with my previous panelist, but the BJP has realized somewhere in the middle after the first phase that the vote share transfer was not happening from the JDU to BJP, and that has also has had some change of hearts in between the first and the second phase. I'm sure we've all been tracking the news flow from BJP's turf, and that has changed. I don't think the BJP can be in a very commanding position, and given where the JDU stands, my number for JDU is anywhere between 68 to 76, right? And for the BJP in isolation, so clearly RJD is number one in terms of complete seats. Number two will be JDU, and number three is BJP. Now, the number for BJP, as far as I'm concerned, is sub 50. I don't think they're touching 50 as well. And therefore, I feel that it's going to be a very, very close call between the alliance and the Mahagathbandhan, the ND and the Mahagathbandhan. It can go either which way, and I think a lot of it, Rishabh, now depends, and frankly, is a determinant of how and what Nitish will decide. Not to forget that he has been somebody in the past who is known for another name in the state of Bihar and all over India, which may again, a true blue to his name, may play out again.
Yeah, we know the name you're referring to, but he is taken oaths to the opposite this time around, and the people seem to buy it no matter which way he goes. So Nasser Saleem is suggesting, in his opinion, and as I mentioned, he's not a pollster on the ground, so this is his personal opinion. He says hung house, that it's too close. That a lot of people have said initially perhaps the present government was stretching it, but they made up towards the end. But he says no, it's a hung house, they're too close. It is advantage Tejaswi, but a strong showing from Nitish. He does not expect the BJP to do well at all, and therefore he expects that the government formation will rest on what Nitish decides. Neither Tejaswi or Nitish in a position to form the government. Therefore, does it become a renewed Mahagathbandhan is what Nasser Saleem is fingers crossing for, I'm assuming at this point of time. Could happen, may not happen. Quick last thought before I open this up. We are of course going to be presenting all the exit poll numbers and the analysis very shortly. But on the expertometer, which we are concluding with this question, Nasser Saleem, Nitish Kumar, you just mentioned, has gone on all sides multiple times. He's been there for a generation, has born and gone to college and only known Nitish Kumar as Chief Minister. What's working for him?
See, clearly, Rishabh, if you look at the historical past, governance records for Nitish, he was, was always initially being supported by the India Alliance. I mean, post 2024 Lok Sabha elections, there was a lot of discussion where, he was approached, and by various India Alliance members. So clearly, I mean, look, if you look at from a perspective of governance, Rishabh, he has delivered, better law and order. I mean, post 2005 to now, in the last 20 years, there has been, and it's also a function of time, right? It's a derivative of newer technology, time, education, emancipation, all of it put together. So law and order has improved in the state. Number two, I think the women factor has played out really well. He has done reasonably well as far as women empowerment is concerned. So that has worked in his favor. But what has kind of now come down, in his confidence level index amongst voters, I must tell you, is the fact that, the youth in Bihar seem to be more now attracted to somebody like a Tejasvi, because he brings in a lot of hope, a lot of, newer energy. He himself is young. And I also must tell you and your viewers that in the last assembly elections in Bihar, Rishabh, he had very clearly said that, look, if there are any mistakes that my father or my previous governments had done, I come down and apologize for you and to all of you. And he said it very openly. So, there is a factor, the youth factor playing out there, and the hope and the change that Tejasvi will bring about on the ground is something that will work for him.
Okay, so we are 72 hours away from the actual election results. The polls have concluded, so whatever had to be said by the voter has already been recorded in the electronic voter machines. Not many people like sticking their necks out with actual numbers that can be put on a screen. But we appreciated, Nasser Saleem, that you've been a sport in the spirit of the expertometer. You've stuck your neck out. So really appreciate it for giving us some numbers. There are best guess individual assessment. Sometimes can be bang on, sometimes reasonably correct. Now, if you are watching this, wherever you're watching this, on television or on social media, and if you want to predict the number, you've got another 2 days before the actual results come out. We're running a contest on newsx.com where you can log in, and there are some nice prizes to offer. So newsx.com, you'll see the contest over there, and you can predict your numbers, and there's a bit of a contest in which you can take something. Okay.